He was only sweating because it was unbelievably hot in Austin, even this late in the summer. He didn't know how anyone could live here, be they human or otherwise, and especially not a pack of werewolves. Like him, their body temperature ran a little hotter than what was normal, and they were definitely better suited for a cooler climate. Why in all that was holy would these fools choose to live here? He eyeballed their ridiculous ensembles once more and sighed. Well, at least they seem to have adapted well to the local urban cowboy culture. A slight breeze blew through the scrub brush Texans called trees, and Mark squinted against the dust. Even the bloody wind was hot here. He squinted up at the scorching sun. He was beginning to see why everyone moved at a snail's pace here. Scratching the back of his neck, he contemplated sitting down again, as it seemed he was going to be waiting a while. It was bad etiquette, as he'd already stood to greet them, but fuck it. If they couldn't get their arses over to him in a proper amount of time, then he saw no need to act any differently. The wind changed course, blowing in from the opposite direction, and he stopped mid-sit. Mark shot upright again, inhaling deeply. His entire body went rigid, straining in the direction of a new, intriguing scent. Digging his utility boots into the grass, he fought the urge to charge off after it with his nose lifted in the air like a hound. What the hell is that? It seemed vaguely familiar to him, but wasn't anything he could immediately place his finger on. Yet it called to him with such a force that he was having a bloody hard time resisting. What the fuck is that? After racking his brain for a full minute, it finally came to him, the place he'd smelled it before. It was Northern Ireland. Or rather, a brief moment of time he'd spent in Ireland a long, long time ago. Many moons before, his pack had crossed the North Channel from their homeland of Scotland after rumors of ferry problems had made it to their ears. He'd been in his wolf form, standing alone in an open field and trying to catch his breath after he'd just run full out for many miles. Panting heavily, he'd lifted his snout to the sky and breathed in the strong smells of the grass and the wildflowers, made musky from the recent rain. But there'd been one scent that had seemed to overpower all of the others. The heady fragrance of what he'd later discovered had come from the creamy white meadowsweet flowers. Those flowers were native to Ireland, however, so how was it that he was smelling them here, all the way across the ocean, in the desert landscape of Texas, of all places? His narrowed gaze swept across the manicured lawn of the Capitol building. He searched the flower beds, the bushes, the trees, but saw nothing that even slightly resembled the dense white clusters he was accustomed to seeing. And then, just as quickly as it had appeared, the smell was gone. Immediately his muscles relaxed, his heart slowed, and his attention once again turned to the approaching pack of werewolves who were suddenly uncomfortably close to him. Shaking off the strange occurrence, he kept his gaze steady but passive on the leader of the pack, careful to emit neither dominance nor submissiveness. He wasn't here to have a pissing contest, but rather to warn them of the war that was coming, and to propose an alliance between their two packs. There was only one other pack that had taken up residence in the land between them on this side of the North American continent, for werewolf territory ranged far and wide. And if Mark could get these Texas wolves to agree to the truce, it would be easier to talk the middle pack into falling in with them. The male in front came to a stop a respectable distance away and touched the brim of his buckskin-colored hat. Clear green eyes shone from tanned skin at a level